Well, hey, everyone, and welcome to episode number 15 of the Other Six podcast. My name is Chad Boak. I'm your host and creative pastor here at Vaughn Forest Church, and today we have a very Thanksgiving-themed episode of the Other Six podcast, and joining me in the studio, as always, my thankful co-host, Matt Collins.
I'm very thankful to be here.
Yeah, I'm thankful that you're here as well, buddy.
Man.
And I'm also thankful that we have a special guest here with us today, our Ministries Pastor, PJ Beaver. PJ, how are you today, sir?
I'm thankful as well.
Yeah?
Very thankful.
Yeah.
Welcome to it, man.
Yeah.
You made it.
I made it.
You made it to the big show. That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All you had to do was preach.
That's right.
That's right.
But so before we kind of kick off things, we've been in this message series on the Holy Spirit, and PJ, you did a great job wrapping that up yesterday. I want to pause for just a moment and talk Thanksgiving. I want to talk about what are some of the Thanksgiving traditions that we have. So PJ, we'll start with you. So tell me what a typical Thanksgiving looks like in the Beaver household.
Well, what we do is just, first of all, it's pretty laid back.
All
so
right.
everybody stays in jammies pretty much all day long. We're just kind of chill.
They're PJs.
That's right, they're
see, you saw, I set it up on the tee.
Well done. I didn't even see it.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Rim shot.
But as far as traditions, we had that definitive conversation because my wife is from the north, I'm from Texas, and it's the stuffing and dressing conversation.
Okay.
So it's like the cornbread with the sausage or the no?
I've never heard of this. What is this now? I know of cornbread stuffing, but with sausage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, you had me at Kaneka. Go ahead, proceed. Sorry, I
I
didn't
don't
mean
know
to
if
interrupt.
it's Kaneka, but it would be in my house.
It's good.
right.
Or like the traditional pull apart the bread and jam it in the bird stuffing, and then if you don't put it in the bird, can it be stuffing?
Right.
So what we do at our house is we have
bread.
both. That's
Okay.
that's a tradition.
Okay, cool. So Matt, tell me what's Thanksgiving like for you guys?
It's not. We're not walking around in our PJs like
Right.
PJ is. Over
There it
there.
is.
Yeah, sweatpants. You gotta have your sweatpants for Thanksgiving. No, we don't really. We don't really have any traditions, man. Maybe frying a turkey. That'll be about it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We did do. We're not going to do it this year because we're trying to be healthy, but we did do waffles with ice cream on top of it for breakfast. I don't know where that came from. I think it's just because we were locked down. That's all we had.
Right. You're talking about last year?
Yeah, last year.
Okay, gotcha.
That was the only time we ever had a tradition.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough.
But,
yeah.
What about you?
So for us, we have all of our family here in town. So my parents and Christy's parents, and we both come from really pretty big families. And my parents' house and her parents' house are the epicenter of all the relatives. So we'll go over for lunch to my parents' house where we will eat, more than we ever should. And then because Christy's parents, they don't eat lunch and they wait for dinner time, but they can't actually make it till dinner time. Shout out to Norm and Deborah. Norm fries a great turkey, by the way.
He does.
They will start eating around like 3:30 or 4, and we waddle in, already stuffed, and then we feed ourselves more, and and then people just kind of graze, for the rest of the day. So
Do y'all do ham?
They do everything, dude. Okay. They do ham. They do
spiral ham. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the fried turkey. There's macaroni and cheese. There's hash brown casserole, strawberry pretzel salad, green bean. I mean, everything.
Right,
everything you can think of.
All right. So here's the question.
Yeah.
Pie. Is it fruit pie or is it pumpkin pie or is it pecan
It's
or
all
pecan?
the pie.
Why
do we have to choose? Why do we have to
understand.
choose this?
Well, some people are only like cream pies, and some people are like fruit pies, and some people are both.
I'm an all pie guy.
Yeah,
All pie.
In my experience,
All pie is created
If it
equal.
has pie in it, I'm
Right.
probably gonna get it.
That's right. In my experience, it's whatever pies you can get your
Whatever
hands
pie
on.
is in front of you.
and everybody brings them. So anyway,
That's right.
So those are our Thanksgiving traditions. And speaking of traditions, so that actually is a good segue into our topic for today. We're talking about the Holy Spirit. And this year, my family actually began a new tradition. And speaking of the Holy Spirit, sometimes the Holy Spirit sends signs into our lives. And PJ, this past couple of weeks, I have been the Holy Spirit in your life a little bit. And you can see where this is going. So for those of you that don't know, PJ
Yeah, I was about to say you need to explain that.
and his lovely wife, Hannah, and their kids have put up, each year they put up a Thanksgiving turkey.
The turkey's
and
name
it's
is
Todd,
Todd, and
the
it's made
turkey.
out of...
a big
It's like a big wire
cable.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a picture
industrial.
for our viewers on the screen now to see Todd, the turkey that goes out there every year.
Todd the turkey.
And last year there was an offhand comment, because you live on a pretty busy street.
I do.
About that we should put a sign out there that says honk if you're thankful. And this year the idea occurred to me that we shouldn't just put one sign out there. We should get many signs. We ended up getting 10 signs that say honk if you're thankful. And I involved many different people in this. So it wasn't just me putting it out. It was a lot of families began a new tradition. So we started while I was on vacation. So I was like, we'll throw them off the scent. So clearly it can't be Chad doing this.
Nice.
Did it throw you off?
A little bit, a little bit.
Yeah.
Now I knew like generally who was responsible.
Yeah,
it was like it's the guys that I'm working with.
Right,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
But I'll put up a picture now of what the sign looked like next to Todd the turkey. But our dear friend Brian Harris actually helped me get those printed, and he put out the first couple of them for you. And Kendall, one of our assistants here, and actually helps with our kids' ministry, she helped out with that. Christy helped out with that. We've had a lot of folks help.
Yep.
You're not going to believe this, but Hannah was actually in on it. No, I'm just kidding. She wasn't. Yeah, no, she wasn't in on it.
That would have been great if you got her, though.
We have 7 of said signs.
So you got
the other thing that we did was, even when the signs weren't out there, we would have random people drive by and honk the horn, so you would think there was a sign out there. And so we just want to let you know that we're thankful for you, PJ, and all in good fun. We love you, buddy. And there was a lot of folks
for
that
the Beaver family
that were excited to put out the honk if you're thankful sign.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of fun with it as well, and the kids, as soon as one was pulled and another one mysteriously showed up,
right?
I mean, they were just laughing, and they have a collection of honk if you're thankful signs.
Oh, there you go.
So
yeah.
I think they're going to stay in circulation in the metro area for a while.
I would be disappointed if they did not. So
they all wind up in Chad's yard.
In the same way the Holy Spirit sends signs into our life, I've been sending signs into your yard. I'm not sure that's theologically correct, but there you have it. So
I'm following.
God sends people into people.
That's right. That's right.
People
usually not to torment people with
was that tormenting
signs,
though?
but no, it was.
That was it.
Everybody was very kind with their honks. It was just like a little.
It was a very.
It wasn't like nobody came through and went.
Well, it was funny because my mom was driving, because my parents live near you. My mom was driving with Ava, and she goes, I wonder who keeps putting up all those signs in that yard. And Ava goes, oh, that's Daddy. And my mom was like, okay, Ava, whatever. Sure enough, it was.
She's like, I'm not lying.
Yeah, that's right.
It really is.
So anyway, no, it was a sign of love. We love you, and we're thankful for you, and I appreciate you put up with it all in good fun. So anyway, without further ado, we want to move into our topic for today.
Yep.
You wrapped up our series on the Holy Spirit yesterday, this past Sunday, and man, you did a great job. Really enjoyed it, and we talked a lot about the fruit of the Spirit and fruit being evident in our lives. So the first question I have for you, PJ, as we kick off this, what is the fruit of the Spirit?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pull open my Bible app here to Galatians 5. So the fruit of the Spirit we kind of covered in the sermon yesterday. It's Galatians 5:22. It's an older phone here, so you gotta cut me a little bit of slack.
Reception's not the best.
Yeah, that's
either,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Those are familiar, but like, what is the fruit of the Spirit? And when you start reading Galatians 5, it kind of sets up two different contrasting thoughts. One is the result of sin in our lives. And it's verse 19. It says, the result of sin's control in our life is clear, and it lists off a bunch of results.
I've always called those the vegetables of the flesh, kind of in contrast with the fruit of the Spirit. That's right. Yeah.
Fruit of the Spirit.
Right.
And so those things are a result of control, sin's control in our lives. So the fruit is the result of control of the Spirit in our lives. And so just the evidence of Holy Spirit in our lives, because of the Holy Spirit's power, those things grow as a natural result.
So what does it look like to have these fruits from the Spirit in our lives? What does that look like practically?
Well, practically, they are just going to naturally grow out of His presence. So some people have certain kind of personalities, like they might be a kinder person. Somebody might be
a nicer person,
a nicer individual to start off with. But these are the result of Holy Spirit living in somebody's life. They are produced apart from a person's personality.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha.
So at the end of that verse, Galatians 5:22, it lists the fruit of the Spirit. Again, you said them earlier: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And then it says, against such things there is no law. What does that mean? Against such things there is no law.
Yeah, so that's an interesting question because it has two meanings. One is against those things, against kindness, goodness, etc. There is no law against those particular attributes, the fruit of the Spirit. But then it can also read that people who manifest those things, there's no law against those people. So it has kind of a double meaning when you get down into the original language there.
Yeah. Okay.
So, why is it harder to show these fruits of the Spirit with people that know you the best?
Yeah, you kind of mentioned that yesterday in the sermon.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to kind of leave people with because unfortunately, we live in a society where the answer to certain questions is just we kind of fake it. You say, "Hey, how's it going?" And you just had the worst day ever, and you're like, "Man, it's great.
It's going good, man.
It's good."
And it's really not.
Well, that unfortunately carries over into Christian circles as well, where people fake that things are going really well. They fake that God is moving, unfortunately. But my whole point, or what I wanted people to consider or evaluate yesterday, was you cannot fake the fruit of the Spirit, the evidence of the Spirit moving in somebody's life.
Yeah.
You can fake certain things, but you can't fake those fruits. And then you definitely cannot fake it with the people who you live with, your family. You can't fake it.
They're with you.
You can't fake it.
24/7.
And I believe that the Holy Spirit moves in such a powerful way that the people that you live with, your spouse, your kids, your immediate family, they can see a transformation actually take place.
Yeah.
And that's actually a pretty freeing and life-giving concept because a lot of times people only know how to fake these things, but I believe that the Holy Spirit can actually come into your life and transform in a formative, very clear, evident way.
Yeah, speaking of evident ways that we see the Spirit, in our lives, you mentioned there were three evidences of the Holy Spirit in our lives. You said it was being at peace, it was being free, and being alive. Now, I think most people know what it means to be at peace, to have that peace. I would say, all right, well, I'm already free, I'm already alive. What do you mean when you say evidence of the Spirit is also being free and being alive and being at peace as well?
Yeah, so a couple of things. One, as far as being alive, there's a little bit of a word picture. When you read through that text, you see like you can be under the control of sin in your life, or you can be under the control of the Holy Spirit working in your lives. And so I just kind of I played with that word picture a little bit, that we live many times under the control of circumstances.
Okay.
Just like no, this isn't like I wouldn't make a theological point here, but I see it in my life at times. I see it in other people's lives that circumstances in their life, they almost live as though they're dead people. Like a corpse is underneath dirt. Depending on circumstances, they'll live underneath those circumstances. But I believe that the power of the Spirit can actually allow us to live above our circumstances and live alive. So you can be full of life regardless of what kind of circumstances come into our life. So and
Gotcha.
You said it's a little bit more evident that a person can be peaceful even though they have received bad news. Well, that same sort of concept can kind of be in the area of are they actually living like they're alive? Do they live like they are free? In other words, they can say no to sin's influence in their life.
Kind of the bondage of sin. Not being under
I have
that.
the ability to say no. For example, if gluttony was something that was something that I struggled with, if you were to set a donut on this table, a person who is just absolutely not free would have to eat that donut. Oh, you put it on the table, I have to eat it. But I am free, and I'm going to be like, no, I don't have to do that.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Way better self-control than me, man.
Yeah, now you put it on the table. It's,
So if I put
Might
a
be
cup
on.
of coffee in between you two
Now,
guys,
see, I didn't-
Yeah,
Right,
we'd have a little bit.
That's
you set
why-
that
yeah,
there.
yeah, we're gonna have problems.
So kind of going back to like people that know us the best and people that are closest to us, how can we better show the Spirit working through us and living and indwelling in us? How do we better show that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that what I wanted to bring up was what the different evidence is, and this is not an exhaustive list.
Yeah.
The fruit of the Spirit, and then life, peace, freedom.
Yeah.
That's not an exhaustive list.
Yeah.
But those are evidences of the Holy Spirit working in our lives, and so to look at those, number one, and then just to say, God, I know that these are a result of you working in somebody's life. So I know that they're available to me as a Christ follower. Please work these things in my life. And that's why we looked at Luke 11, where Jesus is just laying it out. Hey, pray and ask the Father, ask God to give you this good gift. And he is, because he's good, he's going to give you the Holy Spirit. And that's going to be a natural result. You're going to see these things. So I think it starts with just asking the Lord.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, PJ. I mean, again, I love how you've unpacked this. Again, I love this idea. So much that that those close to us, those that really know us, you can only put up the facade for so long, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And letting that fruit of the Spirit be evident in us. And again, the hard part about it. And the easy part about it, but the hard part about it is it has to be genuine. And so we have to work at letting that fruit of the Spirit live in us, and we do that. Adam talks lots of times about the spiritual disciplines. He's got this great analogy that most of the times when you're fixing something, it's a hammer, a screwdriver, or I can't remember what else he says. But anyway, how when we go back to those basic spiritual disciplines, reading the Bible, praying, worship, all those kinds of things, that I think that's one of the best ways to let that fruit really take root in our lives and bubble up to the surface. Shifting gears just a little bit. So since we've got you on the podcast, I want to talk a little bit more about what you do here at Vaughn Forest Church, the teams that you lead, and because you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Like you get up to preach every now and then, which is fantastic, and you do a wonderful job. But there's so much behind the scenes that you do, and I want to just kind of shine a light on that a little bit. And let's talk about what, as a pastor of ministries, you do here at Vaughn Forest Church.
We want to know about PJ.
Yeah, that's right.
PJ's world.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm very thankful for what I get to do here at Vaughn Forest, and it's a great team, both of those of us who are on staff and then those who are serving in different capacities. But my main two opportunities are helping people get connected with serving, and so when a person fills out their connection card, I work with a team that actually helps with all of the follow-up, so we get that process started. And so that's everything from a person who writes down a prayer request. We actually pray for those prayer requests.
That's right.
We actually do that.
That's right.
Bring it into Monday meeting.
And we follow up with people who have questions, who want to get plugged in different things. The thing that I really enjoy about how we engage people in follow-up here at Vaughn Forest is each week we have different actionable next steps. And they correlate with the season, they correlate with different opportunities, they correlate with the teaching, and I work with a team that helps to coordinate that. Then past that, we work together with the team to get people plugged into life groups.
Right.
And we have another semester that will kick off in the new year, so I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, and let's not forget First Impressions as well, right?
Right,
Yeah.
I help out with that team that greets and welcomes folks when they come through the doors of Vaughn Forest.
That's a really big deal, man. The people that they meet when guests are coming in, that they meet somebody that is like happy to see them and welcoming them. That's a really big
It's
deal.
a great team, and
you do a really good job at that.
Well, it's a great team, fantastic people, and what we enjoy seeing is the people that come in for the first time through the doors of Vaughn Forest. And many times you will, it's those same greeters that then get to celebrate months later when that person is baptized, when person makes a decision, when that person's family is transformed because the Holy Spirit gets a hold of them, right?
Yeah.
And they see the fruit of the Spirit grow in their lives, and we just celebrate time and time again. We never know what the Lord's going to be doing when somebody walks through for the first time. And so it's a great team of folks, but that's the First Impressions Guest Services team. I get to help out with them.
So, all right, I'm first-time guest. I want to get plugged in. How do we get these people plugged in to the church? What's the process there? Yeah,
so the easiest thing to do is to fill out your Next Steps card that's in the bulletin, and then we have
I believe that's called a connection card.
That is right, a connection card. That is a connection card.
But it is a next step.
That's
it
right.
is a next
it's got
step.
Next Steps on there.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Connection card.
Yeah, that's right.
Who actually puts that together?
This guy.
That's right.
This guy. But anyways, fill that out, and then we get people plugged in. So for example, we've had different people get plugged into your team,
the worship
Julie,
team.
the worship team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
You can keep sending them my way.
Somebody fills out, hey, I have an interest in doing that. I send that to Matt. Matt then contacts them, and the same for the teams that you lead, Chad.
Very grateful for that.
Yeah, we love PJ because he helps us out.
find
That's
people.
right. That's right. Well, so let me ask you this: if folks want to get more involved with some of the teams, the First Impressions teams, any of the life groups, any follow up, how would they get involved with that if they want to get in touch with you? Like if we're talking and someone listening or watching that resonates with them, how would they get involved with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you could email me, pj.beaver@vaughnforest.com, and just in the subject line just say, hey, I want more information, and we'll get you plugged in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears again. And again, we're very grateful for you, PJ, all the stuff that you do, the teams that you lead. They do such a great job. The smiles on Sunday mornings as people show up here, and all the follow-up that you do. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago was Christy, my wife's birthday, and she gets a text that says, happy birthday. And she's like, oh, I didn't know we were doing that. And I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah. And then I'm thinking, like, I didn't know we were doing that either.
Job,
That's great.
PJ. Thanks,
But
man.
I was like, hey, PJ,
You
great
reminded
job.
him.
Yeah, you and your teams are getting it done. But
He was going to get in trouble, and you reminded
that's
him.
right.
That's right.
I had to run out and buy a gift for her real quick. So thank you for that. It was fantastic. If you could
You had
text
your back,
me
yeah.
a day before next time, that'd be even better. But
That'd be a lot
but
better.
no, shifting gears a little bit. So we are recording this the Monday before Thanksgiving, and we've gotten the church yesterday all decorated for Christmas.
It looks great, man.
Yeah, it does look good.
Absolutely.
Our folks did an
Very
incredible job
Christmassy.
on it. We got photo booths and all kinds of cool stuff on the stage. But what my point is with that is that this Sunday coming up is the kickoff of our Christmas series and the kickoff of a lot of stuff happening during the Christmas season here at Vaughn Forest Church. And I really want to focus on two of those things today. And Adam's going to talk about a few more things on Sunday that we have coming up. But two of the things that we've already talked about are the Christmas offering and the compassion journey that's coming up. So let's focus on each of those real quick. So the Christmas offering, the Be a Light special Christmas offering. So our Christmas offering is something we do every year. We did it last year. You remember how much did we raise last year during this thing?
It was over 150.
Yeah.
Thousand.
That
Our goal was 100.
was 100,000.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we went way over that.
Yeah, the
Right
people
over
of Vaughn Forest were just incredibly generous,
Yeah.
and we were able to bless, was it Children's Hope in Haiti, help them out. And so this year we've set a goal of 200,000, and we've got 5 initiatives that we're going to be looking towards, and Adam's been basing all of this off the verse about we want to reach our Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the ends of the earth. And if you missed that message, I would encourage you can go online to vaughnforest.com/Christmas offering. That message is there along with a lot more information, some ways to give. But we know that our folks, I mean, goodness gracious, they're so generous and they rise every single time. And so I'm excited to see what God's going to do through that. And then coming up on December 4th and 5th, so Saturday and a Sunday, we have our compassion journey. PJ, you want to tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening on those days?
Yeah, so both the 4th and 5th, people have the opportunity to walk through our compassion journey that's going to be set up in the East Auditorium. And that shows a whole family what it actually looks like to live in poverty. And we have the opportunity to support a whole bunch of children living in a village in Peru. And so I'm actually really excited because I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, and we get to walk through that journey. So I can't take my kids right now to Peru, but they're gonna have an opportunity to see what one of these rural villages in Peru look like, and then we get an opportunity to actually go and pick out a child to support from that very city, so that very village. So
Yeah.
it's going to be powerful, and we have opportunities throughout the day on the 4th, that Saturday, as well as that Sunday, that morning on the 5th.
What time on the 4th?
10 to 3.
10 to 3.
10 to 3?
That's right. And then I believe it's 9 to 1, if I'm not
I
mistaken,
believe that's
on
right.
that Sunday.
That's
Sunday.
right.
And then, but if you would like to sign up, and we also need folks to help serve at this, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So if you're interested in helping serve at that, if you're interested in just going through, which we would love, and we would encourage our folks to go through on Saturday, because we're going to have a lot of guests on Sunday.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so we would like to do it on Saturday. You can go to vaughnforest.com/compassion, and you can sign up both to attend and sign up to serve at that.
That's
and
right.
it's going to be an incredible experience. Their whole thing is they bring this village, and when you go into it, you feel like you're walking into a village. It's unreal. And so I think folks are really going to get a lot out of it. Like you said, I'm looking forward to taking my kids through that, so that they realize, like, hey, we are blessed beyond any belief, and we want to give back. We want to be generous with what God has given us and be faithful to that. So that's what's coming up. We've got our Christmas offering. We've got the Compassion Journey. We've got some other things. Like I said, Adam's going to talk about some fun family events happening. That's right, during Christmas.
Stay tuned.
If you want to know, be here this Sunday at 9:30 and 11. Adam's going to be going through all that. And Matt, we've got Christmas music kicking off this week.
We got lots of Christmas music.
Yeah, some favorites, right?
Yeah, some favorites and some new ones.
Some favorites and some new ones.
Teach you some new ones.
You guys are going to love it. I know that you will. But Christmas is officially kicked off in the forest, and we're excited for that. Looking forward to all that God's going to do.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point for us to wrap it up today. PJ, thanks for taking some time and joining us, man.
Been fun.
Yeah, man.
It's been great to have you.
I'm thankful.
Yeah, you're thankful.
Thankful.
Here's your sign. You're thankful. Yeah. And so it's been great having you.
Honk,
so
honk.
on behalf of PJ Beaver, you guys, if you see him, honk the horn. But on behalf of PJ Beaver, Matt Collins, Sound Guy Harley, and myself, thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this after the fact, we hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we will
Lots
see
of
you
turkey and
guys.
ham
Lots of turkey,
and
ham,
pies.
dressing, pies. We will see you guys next time.